I'm Marshall, and I'm the old bloke in the shed. One of many, I would think. I've got a video coming up after this for you, and I hope you enjoy it. Coming up in this video. I can't machine it, but it's got a big bend in it. It's about 5mm, 6mm across it. Just trying to get 2 true ends so I can indicate it and better. So I'm trying to straighten it at the moment. That's true at that bit there. I'll true it right down and swap it round and re-indicate it. Can't go very fast. I'm running at about 120 RPM, or we'll just get a lot of chatter. I'll change the insert once we get rid of the rust. Go on to a sandvik insert. That's a scar insert that's in at the moment, just for roughing. It's going to take a while. 550 RPM. Lovely cut. That's a sandvik insert, C&MG. Throwing chips everywhere, mind you. That's it machined up. It's within about 2 thou in the length. So I think I'm going to cut it in half and then make 2 tools out of it. Take a bit of cutting, mind you. Looking pretty good. What I'm doing here is I want to create an extension to go into Bridgeport. So you've got that. It'll be about an extra 6 inches. So the quill normally sits there. So we're going to have a this end here, not that end, but the female end at that end. And then we'll have an extended drawbar that will go right down and pull everything together. That's 7/16 20 UNF. So we'll probably make it, put a 13mm hole through it, so the thread's only at the bottom. Then we can use a bit of M12 rod and then re-thread it at the very bottom for the 7/16 20. That's my plan. Whether it'll work or no, your guess is as good as mine. I've already indicated this. It's within 5/10, I think, something like that. It's pretty close. Anyway, so we've got to machine that down. I'll let you see what it looks like. It was a rusty old piece of shafting. I cut through it with an angle grinder, but it's not the easiest stuff to cut. So what we need to create is that. So what we want to do to start with is machine it to there, to this size, and then we'll bring it down to this smaller size. Now we'll have to cut the taper. I have done it before, and it takes a bit of doing, getting the angle right. That's just a rough guide. There should be enough. Yeah, there's enough material to create the female side, because that's right to the back of there. So that's going to go to there. we're cutting, we've got an inch in between, or 25.4mm for the young folks. I've got some new gloves. They're twice the price and just as bad. See what I mean? Got a lot of material to take off of here. Just throwing it everywhere. I'm not sure what this, I think it's probably mild steel, but it just machine's great. Really nice finish. Apart from that bit. Get that sorted out. Let's change to 225. Seems to like going at 510 RPM. That's a 30 thou cut. It's a lovely finish. 40 thou. The chips must be pushing it back. That's a bit better. I think it's harder in there. That's why it's doing funny things. And we've a long way to go. We're going to go right down to there, so I'll stop recording now, and when I get down to there I'll bring you back. Because otherwise it'll just be half an hour of watching this thing going back and forth. I have got it down to the big size, but it's so hard I can't put a hole up the middle of it. I'll need to get a carbide drill to bore the centre. And I may change my plans to making it a Jacob's taper on the other end to shove a chuck on, because that's going to be easier, I think. I was trying it with an end mill there, but it's okay cutting sideways that end mill. Well, I forgot about my carbide U-drills I had, so I've got them in a 20mm collet, and that's a Morse taper collet holder, so I can see how we get on with this. That's smaller than the hole we need, but it should let us get a boring bar in. Let's speed that up a bit. I was just trying to get it to centre. Incredibly hard in the middle. It's a bit softer. I wonder if the end had work hardened a bit, maybe. Yeah. We just need this drill to be about a foot longer. hard work. Ooh, that was hard work. I have this smaller one for the other end. I think it's about 12.5 mil. Yeah, the end for the drawbar, I'll use a smaller one. I've got a few of these, but I haven't got inserts for them, that's the problem. Kind of forgot about them. I've got a bigger one, but it's too big. No, it won't go in that. So what we're trying to create is that taper for that going that way. And we've got a hole. That hole should actually be just about deep enough there. Maybe get a little bit more. Try it. As soon as it's set up. It'll be getting the two to meet in the centre, that'll be the fun bit. Right, do the rest with a boring bar. We can machine it out to this size, which is 24.1 millimetres. I can do that with a boring bar, and then we'll have to set that in the chuck to set that angle, and then that's an internal. At least we'll be able to pull it back and try it in. So I've got this angle before, but not internally. Well, I've been having a bit of fun since you were last here, losing stuff as usual. What I'm doing now, we need the internal angle to go in here. This is a Bridgeport adapter, so we need that bit from there to there on that angle. So what I've done is I've put a block of steel on there, and I've got it where the thingy. I've got it hopefully bang on. Let's see, put the tail gauge on it somehow. This might not be so easy because we need it to be in that direction. We're pretty close where it is. It's bigger. We can put it on there. Now we're cooking. That's not going to work. That ain't going to work because I haven't put the compound on the same angle as that, so I'll have to do that first. bring you back in a minute. Right, not sure if you'll see that, but -7. We'll just see if we get the same reading down at the end. That's going to -10, so it's not far away. Right, I'm going to mess about with myself at this, because it might take a minute. Okay, I've got it set up. I couldn't get it to work with that gauge. I ended up using my flat bar again and got it pretty close. So once the outside reaches 31.8 millimetres, we should be there. We'll just have to keep measuring it. So we're starting at that size and we want to get to that size. Oh, here it goes. Pick a speed, any speed. That's a good speed. I've not cut an internal taper before. Oh, by the way, I made a new boring bar this afternoon. Yep, well, we're getting there. We can just keep trying that in till we get it to go. Looking good so far. Yeah, I had another boring bar that had a bit welded onto it, so cut that off. And then I cut this off the end of a tool, welded the two together and ground them to suit, so I'll use the same inserts now. Right, let's go from there. What I'm going to do is set a 0. So we'll come back to the same place. Yeah, it's going on a bit. That's the same place. Going to speed it up a bit, get a better cut. 550. Not needing much. Right, let's put in 10 thou. It's leaving a nice finish now. Debris out of there. I bored it deeper than the actual tool that goes in here, so there should be a bit of space. Just going to keep marking it so We know where we are, bit to go. And watch for my 0. Just there. Dial in another 10 thousandths. That's a bit more. Dial in 15. Back to my 0. Does help if you dial something in. Definitely cuts better on the way out. That was the chip on the way out. I was getting long stringy chips yesterday when I was doing the outside. There was one about 20 feet long. Yeah, we're definitely going in. One of the reasons I was marking it is it was in case it was bottoming out, so we would know. You take a 10 thou cut and that'll be us. The actual angle for Bridgeport is one of these ones that you need minutes and so many minutes and so many seconds. I can't exactly remember what it was. According to the machinery's handbook, it is 16 degrees and 51 minutes, approximately 16.85 degrees. Right, 10 thou should be there, I think. That's 10. That looks good. No movement. I'll get a collet and try it. Oh, look at that. How's that? Might pull in a little bit with the drawbar. Also need an extended drawbar. Now, our next challenge is the other end. Well, this needs a hole drilled in it and a piece made for the slot. That slot there. We'll get to that. Not sure I'm getting that out of there yet. Right, I'll get it turned round and indicated and I'll bring you back after that. An ordinary drill wouldn't bore that, but this 60-year-old drill would. So in with that, and then I've got one that's just slightly, but I think it's 24 point something we're looking for, and it was boring 24, so I finished it off with that. And of course we cut the taper. But that old drill will go where a modern drill won't. This stuff likes to throw chips at you. What I did is I actually indicated it on that side because that end's all indicated, and there was a bit of difference, so it's all true to the back end there. It's very hard. Measure. Ways to go yet. Got to go right down to that size. Bit to go. Keep an eye on it. See where we're at. We're just sort of 1 inch. 948 we're needing, so we'll just do little cuts. 950 we're looking for. So let's do two smaller ones. Piece them up. Coming out of that. That's 975, so it's 25 to come off, but it's quite hot, so maybe 20, so I'll take 5 and do a few flex passes. That's at 970. I think we'll bore a hole through the middle first before we go to the finished size. At least that's the plan. See if we can get a hole drilled in it. slow that down a little bit. That's very hot now. Now the only drill I've got long enough to go through there is a masonry drill, but it is tungsten carbide on the end, so might go through. Give it a go. Just setting the angle for cutting this taper. Just going to wash it out. If I pull it back, you should see the light coming. And there's no light coming up through, so we're on it. I know that's probably not as accurate as what the professionals would like, but it should be okay. It worked on the other side. So I just got to put the other bit back in and indicate it. I've got this within half a thou on the micrometer. So now we need to put the taper on there. This is the taper we're going to be cutting. I've got this set up and I've got a mark down here now that I put to 60 degrees and it's the right angle. Let's move it over a little bit. We shall cut this taper. The excess first. Just putting in 20 thou at a time. Can't be far off it now. I'll cut this one, give it a measure. Yeah, we're a bit to go. If you can see, much to go. Let's check the smaller size. Well, the smaller size should be that, so it's looking good. Should be the last pass. I'll try it in the bridge. No, I can't put it in the Bridgeport yet. Need to do the keyway first. Right, that should be I think. Yeah, that should work. So the hole through the middle, if you see those two black marks there, that's how much it's short, so we turn it around and come in from this side with the old MT2 drill. Should be long enough just to get that bit done. I stopped because I didn't want it coming into this bit, but now that we know what it is, it's not going to be a problem. I'll get that back in and re-indicated. That's it, turned round and see if we can get this drill to go through a bit more. So that'll do it. Our new drawer bar will be M12, and then I'll re-tap the end to 7/16 20 because we need a longer drawbar now. And I do have some that are M20. Just going to pull the two things in at once. That's my way of doing it. So, finished the lathe. Need to go to the milling machine now. We need to put this slot in, and we also need to put in a bit for the slot to run in. We'll have to drill in the side. Right, I'm set up in the Bridgeport here to tram the vice in, and then trammed in horizontally, and found centre as well between there and there. I did all that off camera. So we need to run a slot up the side here. That's a ball nosed end mill. Might just take a few shallow passes, I think. It's only a 5 mil. should be 20 south. Just checking the GoPro was recording there. Yeah. I think I'm going to change to a square end mill because it's leaving a U shape. Slightly bigger this one. Two. That should be deep enough. It's a bit wider than it should be, but that's what I've got. Anyway. I've had to refine the centre, so I'm just going to start it with that and then we'll put a drill in. Just going to use this U-drill and then make a pin to go in. Because this could be quite hard. The same place. Probably just broke it. Yep. Smashed the insert to bits. So the thing about carbide, it's brittle. Anyway, we've got a hole. I think I'm going to bore that out to 14mm and then see if we can tap it M16. I got that free anyway. But I don't know what inserts it takes. Probably just bin it. It did the job I needed it for. That's a 14mm cement carbide drill, so that should drill it, I think. It does like cutting oil though. That's it. Now, apart from a pin to go in there, to go in the side of the collet, noisy pheasant, that's complete, I think. Okay, I'll see if I can tap it actually. If I can tap it, I can use a bolt and just screw it in. Well, that's it finished, apart from making a pin for there to go in this slot, or whatever goes in there. But it's tapped M16, so we'll do something with it. What I did is screwing a bit of M16, and then I drilled it and tapped it to M12. Then I shaped an M12 grub screw into something to fit in the slot, screwed that in till it was straight, and I Loctited in the M16. The top bit, this bit should just go in no problem. This is day 4. I'm messing about with this thing. Not all day right enough, but it's got a lot of operations. We had to reclaim the rusty bit of metal, then we had to cut it in half, then we had to machine it down, and then we had to bore the insides, which was difficult, and then took that down, but left it slightly big till we drilled it, because it did twist a bit, just about 10 thou, so the bit I'd still to take off, put it through again, and put in this taper, and there's an internal taper in the bottom as well. You'll all be wanting to see if it actually works now. Well, just hang on, it's coming. That is the quill extension finished. That's a chuck taper it's in at the moment, just to test it. So we now can go down through things. Before you could go down through that length, or sometimes that was too big to go in, but now I've got that. That'll take me down through, then you'll have, well, maybe a chuck or something in the bottom of it. And that'll let you go even further. It's mainly for going down through things, to bore a hole down in, not go all the way down. I've got a bit of M12 8.8 rod down through, and then at the last 30-40mm of it is retapped to 7/16/20 for the Bridgeport tooling. I think it took me about 5 days to make that.